What do you think happens in this game?
As far as like just overall,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've all week I've talked about the dynamic between Coach Belichick and Tom Brady. We haven't really even talked about the game, but I think, excuse me, I think it's going to come down to the Patriots defensively. Obviously putting pressure, making Tom uncomfortable inside the pocket, and being very physical at the line of scrimmage with the wide receivers and the tight ends. I think if you think about Coach Belichick for 20 years, he's been sitting back and watching Tom Brady eat up zone defenses for 20 years. And I think that'll be one of the craziest defensive plans to go out there and just solely sit back in zone coverage. I think you got to play aggressive. I think you got to get physical, and you got to challenge these guys, take away that short passing game, and force Tom Brady to beat you down the field.
Okay, do the Patriots have the personnel to do what you're suggesting?
Yeah, they have the personnel to do it. They have a lot of veteran players, guys in the secondary, guys up front. This is a veteran-laden defense, and we saw what they did against a rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson. But this is a totally different guy in Tom Brady. But pressure is the key. You get pressure up front, and I anticipate some five-man pressures, but the pressure is key, and Bill Belichick knows that, Dan.
Can Belichick throw something at Tom that Tom would not be prepared for or had not seen before?
Absolutely. And Tom's seen everything, but you still have to understand when Tom comes to the line of scrimmage, he doesn't know what the defense is going to do. He doesn't know if Belichick's going to bring two corners, if he's going to bring two inside linebackers. Yeah, he's seen a lot, but at the same time, you still have to process all that information as a quarterback. And the Patriots do a great job of disguising, moving around, showing that, maybe the middle linebacker blitz or maybe the nickel blitzes. So they do a good job of disguising what they do. And you better believe Coach Belichick, he's going to come after Brady.
Do you think Bill Belichick cares about all of this drama? Can he treat this as just another game?
He always has. I mean, when we won the Super Bowl, when we were 12-0 and 13-0 and 14-0, he is a master at making you focus one day at a time, one game at a time. And, nobody is better suited for the situation than Coach Belichick. And what he would tell those guys on Monday, the first thing he would walk in the meeting room, Dan, and say, the circus is in town. He said, guys, don't answer any questions for anyone else. We're trying to win a football game. All the other Brady stuff, you're going to hear about that all week. But at the end of the day, answer for yourself and take care of your business and do your job. That's what he addressed the team. So now the team is already programmed during the week to stay solely focused on the game and not all the BS that comes with it.
But Tom coming back with all the emotion of those fans, and he's beloved there. They don't begrudge him that he left New England. How do you think Tom processes something like this? Because it's personal for him, as opposed to Coach might be able to separate this and just say, I got a football game.
No, Tom's a pro, and all week he's given nothing but props. And, he was talking about how much he respects Coach Belichick, how much Belichick was a mentor for him. So I don't think it's going to be like super hard for him to separate. I think he's done a good job all week. As he gets to the game and gets closer to the game, you'll have that normal anxiety and the anxiousness that you have before you play a game. But at the end of the day, Tom is a goon. Tom is a thug. He wants to rip the Patriots' face off their head. He's one of those guys. He wants to win. If he can win by 3, 4, 5 touchdowns, that's exactly what he's going to do.
How would you go against Brady? Let's say you're playing in that Patriots secondary, what would you be trying to do? Or if you were if Coach Belichick reached out and said, Rodney, come on in and talk to the DBs, what would you tell them?
I tell them you got to be aggressive. Like, one thing about Tom is you can't go with his first look. When he's looking over here and he's dropping back 5 to 7 yards, you can't go over there. You have to stay disciplined in your area, in your zone, and make sure you take care of your business, because that first look is just to get you to move. And he's always coming back this other way. And just, stay patient. He's going to make some great plays. Stay patient, continue to compete and fight. And that's all you can do.
How good is that Tampa offense, in your opinion?
I think when Antonio Brown back, it just gives Tom that level of confidence. Godwin, Mike Evans. I think it's really good, especially if you get a healthy Gronk. Gronk is kind of that X factor. He's not going to put up big numbers, but he's still a pain in the butt in the red zone, straight down the middle. And he's a guy that can get you those key third down conversions. So Gronk is still a problem, even though he's not 100%.
What do you make of Mac Jones so far?
I think this is a young man that he has what you want mentally. I think he has. I think he's going to be a really good young player. He's starting to really process information. And he said it himself. He said he has to do a better job of being patient, going through his reads, but I also believe that Josh McDaniels has to do a better job of, allowing him to throw the ball down the field, taking shots down the field. One thing about Tampa Bay's defense, they struggle in the back end, the deep part of the field, Antoine Winfield and those guys. So if I'm coach Josh McDaniels, take some shots down the field, because now what people are doing is defenses are starting to blitz Mac Jones, and they're starting to come after him 4 or 5 man pressures, just like the Saints did. And if he can't prove that he can handle that blitz, they're going to show it week in and week out. Now he has to deal with Todd Bowles and all the exotic stuff that he shows. So if he can handle the blitz, that's going to be the key for the Patriots, because Todd's going to show him 10, 15 different looks.